Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Battleship New Jersey went through a ton of changes over her career. How do you know what space you're in? Or, that one's very specific to somebody like me, or maybe you're a new sailor assigned to this ship. How do you know what space you're in and what you're supposed to do there? The answer is the compartment checkoff list. We're in my office right now, and the compartment checkoff list for this space is here on the door. It says what the compartment number is, what the name of the space is, and then it also lists all of the access, all of the communication devices, and all the damage control equipment that is supposed to be in here. So, two reasons why this is important. For example, my first example, you've got somebody like me. Our booklet of general plans over here, if I flip this open, says that my office is a wardroom stateroom. Now, obviously that isn't the case, and the footprint of this room no longer matches the footprint of what's in the booklet of general plans. That is the most recent booklet of general plans for the ship, but changes have been made. So what space am I in? And as I restore it, what equipment is supposed to be here? How do I know that answer? Finally, I'm a new sailor on the ship. We go to general quarters. I happen to be in this room. The alarm's going off. All the watertight doors are shut, so now I'm sealed in here. And what the heck am I supposed to do, and what do I have to do it with? The compartment checkoff lists are the answer to both of these questions. Compartment checkoff lists exist in every single compartment on the ship. On New Jersey, they all take this form. They're an aluminum holder. They've got a plexiglass sheet in them. It's about 8 inches by 10 inches. The holder itself is about 8.5 by 11. And then a piece of paper that you could just print off of a ditto machine back in the day, or a scanner today, and cut down just a little bit to the right size and slot in there. And you now have this information in this space. In a couple of years, the ship goes through a yard period and the ship is modified and changes are made. You're not going to modify all of the booklets of general plans. It's just a small change, taking this from a wardroom stateroom to an admiral's public relations office. You don't need to change all that, spend all that money. You just print out a new sheet that says that. So, not only do we now have the right name of this space, even though that doesn't show up on the blueprints, but we also know exactly what's in here. Access is just a joiner door. It says what that joiner door access is. So if I am brand new here, it reminds me of a lot of video games. You guys ever play Knights of the Old Republic? You wake up on a starship and you have no idea who you are and it's under attack and where am I? Well, this map pops up on your screen and you're able to follow that. Obviously, I don't have a HUD. No maps are showing up here. But I've got a compartment checkoff list. It tells me what room I'm about to open this door into. And that room has a compartment checkoff list that says what rooms it connects into. Also has a list of other information. It says I've got a dial telephone, a loudspeaker, and ventilation ducts. Ventilation ducts are something that I might need to secure if certain general quarters stations are announced. Like if we go to condition whiskey and you're securing all the ventilation ducts because maybe it's NBC warfare, nuclear, biological, or chemical attack on the ship, you don't want to be bringing that contaminated internal air into the ship. Well, I know that I've got vents here to close. Even if I'm brand new, first day on the boat, no idea what I'm doing, I can at least go from room to room wherever chief tells me to go and find what's listed here and then go, okay, this is listing recirculation system and it gives a number and well, that's this vent directly overhead. So, like I said, one of those exists for every room on the ship. Now, in service, let's say the space is damaged and that gets destroyed. As a museum, say a guest takes a souvenir or a volunteer just paints over it. We've now lost that compartment checkoff list. Now we don't know what's in that space anymore. We can probably reconstruct it, but we don't have to. These are the master CCOLs, compartment checkoff list, CCOL. So these books are for every room on the ship. This is the master CCOL set that would have been kept probably in the log office when the ship was in service. However, it lived in the maintenance office on here for the longest time before I acquired it. And you can go through and it's just room by room, number after number, the compartment checkoff lists for each one. Some larger spaces, the mess decks, the engine rooms. It won't just be a single sheet of paper, it'll be 6 sheets of paper, or 7 or 8, and it just continues listing all the equipment that's in there, all the openings, things like that. Some rooms like this office, it's a half a sheet of paper. That's all you need. But with these master CCOLs, not only do we have an existing hard copy in one place, but if we lose the original somewhere on the tour route, we can reproduce them. The CCOLs are one of the most important artifacts that were handed down to us with the ship. With this information, we're able to know what every space on the ship was used for and what the equipment was supposed to be there. So it's not only important for us preserving the ship, it's also important for us restoring the ship as we try to fill in empty brackets around the room. So these are vitally, vitally important to us, and when you combine them with other things like the hull history index cards and the booklet of general plans and the damage control plates, you get a very, very complete picture of how the spaces on the ship were used and what was in them. Do you keep a list of emergency equipment at home? FEMA recommends that you should, and even has lists of what you should have based on where you are. You're in a hurricane area, you're in a tornado area, you might need different equipment for what you need. That is probably the civilian equivalent of a CCOL. Obviously, you're not going to put a sheet of paper in every room of your house that says what it is and what furniture is there. But I don't have that in my house, but I do have a list at my zombie emergency footlocker of all the things I keep in there in case of the zombie apocalypse. My house happens to be in a high zombie risk area. So, do you have something equivalent to a CCOL? Let us know in the comment section down below. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We appreciate your support. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to continue donating to support the museum and our channel. You can also support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find out about us. Thanks for watching.